freedom. That most capricious of things. Complexities of it always so subjective, I guess. What does it mean in the context of a situation like today? If you're just joining us, we're discussing the breaking news this evening, the acquittal of esteemed surgeon Rick Griffin, only moments ago. Margot, you were saying...
I just think that you have to take into consideration what that specific man has been through, that a doctor, and yes, I do think it makes a difference, that a doctor found himself wrongfully imprisoned.
We're talking about a position of power, accountability, responsibility, a life that was full of...
Samples taken from patient 1 show catastrophic cellular fragmentation. Reason for apoptosis unidentified. Hypothesis 1, abnormal immune response in patient.
I have to say, you look exactly the same as you did the last time I saw you.
That's a good thing, is it?
Perhaps not. We are moving forward, and I have a welcome home gift for you. We have the go-ahead to make Holby into a peritoneal malignancy unit, developing a reputation of the trust, and of course, from a management point of view, huge financial rewards. I saw you drawn up the proposals. I just gave it the nudge it needed. Patient scheduled for tomorrow. I just wanted your blessing.
Well, I've had time to... Look, I intend to make changes. What happened to Mr. Griffin, something as demeaning as that, it can't happen again. Transparency in everything we do, attention to detail from the top down.
Count on it.
Thank you. A culture of blame and secrecy can so easily take hold, and once it sets in...
Well, you should walk. People need to see you.
If we had a tin star, it would be a lot easier. Alas, I hereby return the metaphorical badge. I kept your seat warm. Touch higher than you probably have it, and the left wheel now squeaks a tad, which was embarrassing at first, but I put it down to faulty technology and a crumbling budget. Nothing to do with the calorie content of Shiraz. They're a resilient bunch, but there's been a hole without you.
Mr. Hanssen? I had no idea. Well, nobody said anything.
No. You're back? Good. Good.
Well, I know everybody would love to see you.
Yes, but I must let you get on, excuse me. And as you can see, Miss Campbell has presented me with quite a reading list. What happened to Mr. Griffin can't be allowed to happen again. We must have transparency in everything we do and attention to detail from the top down. Mr. Fletcher, I want you to train all nurses at grade 6 and above that they must no longer follow consultant instruction blindly. They must be able to question anything in the best interest of patient care. I want you to write the policy, training program and quality assurance process, and I want it first thing.
So, he's back?
Like he's never been away. Come in. Ah.
I'm not sure you got there yet. You ought to know we lost our first trial patient. Infection, I'm pretty sure. We're just waiting for the coroner's report. But transparency. Very different to Mr. Griffin's, to anybody interested in the detail. But to the layman, who knows? By morning, the press are going to know you're back. But we could give them a different narrative. The peritoneal malignancy unit. We bring the patient forward, we do it tonight. Pseudomyxoma peritoneae, huge operation, as you know, our first.
Are you concerned about the coroner's report, Professor? We'll stick to the schedule. The operation can wait. Come in.
Sorry to interrupt.
Ah, Miss Macmillan. You were my next call.
Have you read it?
Indeed.
You can't stay up here forever. You need to see him. I think you'll see a big change. Peaks and troughs, yes, but it's becoming much more consistent, showing signs of cognitive reconstruction, with clear evidence of both long and short-term memory improvement, spatial awareness, balance even. We had a blip today, nothing more.
Where have you been?
How are you, Oliver?
I'm ready to go home so that I can recover, ready to go home so that I can be a new version of me. And then train again, refresh, retrain, at a different grade if necessary, but I earned my place here and I refuse to give it up. So that's where you come in, Professor.
John? There's no cure, Oliver. Professor Gaskell has no wand. There's no more surgery to be done. Why does he even think this? I mean, there is no retraining. There is no more Dr. Valentine.
I'm ready to recommend another course of TMS. He's made significant improvement, physically too. He knows it's a long road ahead, but he has made progress.
This isn't progress. Roxana, what have you been telling him? John, the unit, this patient, pseudomyxoma peritoneae, how much pain do you think she's in?
Overproduction and accumulation of mucus in the abdominal cavity.
It's an extremely hard thing to diagnose, but the tumour cells in the mucus occlude the appendix, which fills up like a fleshy balloon, which then bursts and then leaks into the abdominal cavity. Miss Lawton would not have known about this until it was inside her body.
You won't really know the severity of it until you get in there. It's a long operation, sugar baker procedure.
Complete cytoreductive surgery. The removal of spleen, gallbladder, greater omentum, lesser omentum, uterus, ovaries, and rectum. We strip the peritoneum from the pelvis and the diaphragm. We remove the tumour from the surface of the liver. And then we bathe the abdomen with hot chemo.
So sorry.
Now, it's a 10-hour operation.
Well, he said that... Oh, look at that. Henrik's here as well. Down from his ivory tower, no less.
Where did you hear that expression?
Hear it? It's what everyone thinks, isn't it? Well, you know it. Mr. All-Seeing. Omnipresent in his ivory tower. So, a 10-hour operation, eh? Who's leading this thing?
I'm leading this thing.
Right, well, let's hear it then. Come on, come on. 10-hour operation. Oh, yeah!
We'll need room, so we'll use Darwin's theatre, and we'll take shifts where necessary.
It's incredible.
Wow, would you look at that?
So that's Jelly Belly.
Is there always that much?
Poor woman.
Well, what are you waiting for?
Give me dish.
It's all around the liver.
Yes, and the spleen too. Do you see that? Yeah. It's worse than we thought, so we're going to have to take that out as well, I think.
Yes, it requires patience and persistence and then heated chemo. At the moment, we have enough going on.
Greater omentum, lesser omentum.
Small bowel, I mean, it's tricky to know how much to take. Rectum, appendix, gallbladder, spleen, uterus, ovaries, peritoneum peel, and then...
Hot chemo.
I won't tell you about the filthy mnemonic I used to use to try and remember all of that.
Mr. Hanssen.
Focus, please.
It's a long operation.
I'm aware of that.
I mean, what point is he going to prove? Sitting in there, tiring out in front of all of us.
It's not for us, Mr. Levy.
That's it. Got it?
It's slipping. You've got it.
Fire it. Well done. Excellent.
Dr. Chowdhury should have used blue staples, not green.
He's right. She should have.
Okay. Well, I don't know about anyone else, but I need a break.
Fascinating, isn't it? Can't get my hands.
You must be shattered. You know I am. I was fast asleep when Mr. Levy's face appeared on my phone. Not a situation I was prepared for, as my tired, sleepy brain half thought that he was in bed with me. I got you a sandwich.
I don't like tuna.
Well, I thought that was your go-to. I'll get you something else if you want.
I'll get something when... You see that? He's tiring.
Mr. Hanssen, may I be excused? I'm needed elsewhere.
Yes, all right.
Thank you.
Okay. So, I have managed to anastomose the small bowel, but I think we should prep for the hypec. So if you could put a call through to chemo suite, get them ready, and then we can remove the reproductive organs, and hopefully there'll be time to...
You look very tired. Do you want a break?
Mr. Hanssen, if you had to pick, would you want sweet and sour Hong Kong style or the battered balls that you dip?
Henrik, surely this is enough.
Oh, I didn't think you could turn it down. They mixed up the crispy fried beef with some kind of soggy green pepper thing. Old Oliver would have gone ballistic, but it turns out new Oliver has absolutely terrible taste.
Thank you.
Oh, come on, Henrik, smile.
Right, Oliver, we need to talk.
Yes, sit. I'm glad you came.
This charade, it has to end. You have made your point.
It's funny. The observation window. I get to see everything. Observe. You and your operation, Henrik. It's funny watching you operate. Desperate to be in there, so focused at the task.
Well, it's an important operation.
So important. You're the CEO. But what type? What type of doctor, even? That you can't see anything around you. They're nervous around you, Henrik. Nervous because of what you represent. Junior doctor's terrified. Essie's gone. Even Sasha, lovely Sasha, seemingly annoyed that you're back, gritting his teeth. They can't be in the room with you.
Oliver, you're tired.
Who are you doing this for?
I have to be a part of the operation.
Gaskell's operation?
No, my operation. I called it.
Then why? What's the patient's name?
For the future of the hospital.
The patient whose organs you're pulling out.
The hospital needs this to work, you see.
You don't even know the name of the patient. And you're telling me that I'm the one that can't do this anymore. Her name is Joy Lawton. She's 44.
Thank you, Mark. Mr. Hanssen, we've done the rectum, just the ovaries, and then we're on to the peritoneum peel.
Right.
I can continue with Mr. Copeland if you'd like.
Now, just tell me what you'd like me to do next, please.
Stamina, Henrik.
In a minute now. Thank you. Just need to cut across the cervix.
Henrik, let me finish up here. You've done so much.
Oh, getting in your way, am I?
Joy Lawton, Henrik. 44-year-old female. Patient experienced increasing abdominal girth and shortness of breath.
CT showed pulmonary embolus, left deep vein thrombosis, and copious mucinous ascites. Biopsy showed mucinous adenocarcinoma.
Mr. Copeland, stay in the room.
Oh, she's really been through it, hasn't she?
Really done with
Chemotherapy,
the
capsaicin,
hysterectomy.
and bevacizumab. Started preoperative treatment of vena cava filtration device.
Oliver, that's enough.
Right. He's nearly... She's... Forgive me. Right, everything...
Henrik. Henrik, take a minute.
Mr. Levy and I can finish up.
Should we go with them?
Ah.
And you couldn't do it.
Go away, Oliver.
I could feel
Leave
it.
me alone,
Don't
will
you
you?
see? I'm twice the doctor you'll ever be.
You are not a doctor anymore, though, are you?
You're upset. It's hard in there, isn't it? Everyone's struggling. You're the worst kind of doctor.
You've no idea what you're saying.
Well, you tried to prove a point and it backfired. You stopped, you froze. Nobody stops. Henrik, I wouldn't have stopped.
Is this what you need? To see me humiliated? To think that there is someone weaker than you are? That being a doctor is somehow about stamina or strength? Is that it? Oliver! You are brain damaged. You will never be the same again. You will never be a doctor again. Your brain can't work like a doctor's brain anymore. And you should never have had hope that it could.
Mr. Hanssen.
Not now.
No, sorry, it's got to be now.
Look, Mr. Fletcher, move out of my way, please.
Do you know what? I'm not going to do it.
Your proposal, I'm not going to write. Can we discuss this another time, please?
You can't make changes whenever you want. Not anymore. And, you know, I don't even know if you're the best person to be making changes about anything.
I'm the CEO. It is my job to make changes.
That's not what this is about.
Well, what is it about, then?
I can't have my staff...
My staff?
I can't have my staff being forced into situations where they are afraid to be honest.
The lessons learned from Mr. Griffin's situation can't go unheeded. That is why I asked you to write the proposal.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. You sit up there in your office and you're dishing out instructions. You're affecting people's lives.
What did you just say?
This isn't about Mr. Griffin. This is about you coming back, needing control, needing to wield your power. Well, I'm sorry, but with all due respect, that's nothing but...
You show zero respect.
I respect honesty and I respect the truth.
I am facing the truth!
But why are you doing it here?
And the truth is, no one's in charge when it matters. And yet, amongst it all, you remain constant. It's your duty to stay. It's your duty to become the consultant you should be. The future's here. And it needs you.
Let's get on with that transfer, please, Miss Petrenko.
Why are you crying?
Because I lost my son. And I don't know when. There's no end.
Nothing to cling to.
Oh. Oh.
Okay. There's a memorial outside. What more do you want?
All he had were fragments, pieces, flashes of memory, torturing him, convincing him there was something more, if only he could join them up. He couldn't. Couldn't work out who he was, who the person was, who had... Yes, he no longer has the cognitive skills or vast memory he possessed before the shooting that would make him able to be a doctor again, but if we are the sum of our memories, then it doesn't stop him being Oliver again. I did it. He did it. He got there. It happened. The engrammatic cascade we've been waiting for, hoping for. They had the cascade because he felt it. Felt what it was like to experience the emotion he needed to trigger...
Yes. Something Miss Naylor said, wasn't it?
That was the cascade. The trigger was the emotion he felt preceding that, Henry. That he felt compassion.
All gone?
IPEC will flush the abdomen with hot chemo, which will target the remaining cancer cells, but... yeah.
She's empty.
So, as Macmillan told you, progress.
Yes?
Significant progress.
You'll be pleased to know that I've just emailed Professor Gaskell and the board and told them that if there's anything I've learnt from tonight, it's that my place here at the moment is not that of CEO.
Why would I care about that?
Well, I have you to thank, I suppose.
You need to get rid of that. It's a prank, a stitch-up. Somebody wanted you to stop talking to them, so they gave you that coin to distract you.
It's not a coin, actually. Nobody gave it to me. It's a token from an ice rink. I had it when I was a child.
It's funny to think of you as a child. With a childhood. Did you wear a suit then, too? Spare me the tale of woe as to how you and the ice rink token met.
Not woe. The opposite. From a time when things were well.
And you skated.
Oh, yeah. Until our noses froze and our feet ached until it was dark. The last family standing, we were.
Yes, well, I think it served its purpose now. Give it to me. You owe me that.
You know you've still got a long road ahead of you.
Yes. Who knows, I may have forgotten it all by tomorrow. So if somebody could give Tara a call and let her know I'm ready to be picked up. It's a joke, Henry.
Sorry.
Well, you can't live a lifetime of penance. The hardest thing about trying to piece yourself back together again is knowing what you lost. I felt like a jigsaw without any edges. Essie taught me just to say the word over and over. Just say your name till it becomes just a name. No associations. Empty yourself out. Just like that patient up there.
Joy Lawton, 44.
Henrik Hanssen.
Goodbye, Oliver. Henrik. Please. Carry on.
This is incredible.
Right. What we need to do is to move the organs gently around whilst it's flowing, so that it gets in every nook and cranny. You try?
You okay?
Mr. Valentine has left us. Just Oliver now. Oliver Valentine.